ドジャースの山本由伸は日本時間6月1日、本拠地で行われたフィリーズ戦に先発し、6回途中を投げて4安打無失点、10奪三振の好投を見せ、今季5勝目を挙げました。試合後には、山本の圧巻の投球に多くの関係者が称賛の声を寄せました。敵軍のドン・マッティングリー監督代行や、フィリーズの主砲ブライス・ハーパーも山本の投球について言及しました。特にハーパーは、僕らに対して99マイルを連発してきた。最高に痺れたよと語り、山本の力強い投球に脱帽している様子でした。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
Yamamoto takes the mound this afternoon, hoping to keep the ball in the yard against a powerful Phillies lineup. Yamamoto has been prone to giving up the long ball this season. If you go back to 2024, allowed a total of 7 homers in his 18 starts. Last year, 14 home runs in 30 starts, but this year, he's already given up 9 home runs, which puts him on pace to give up 24 long balls. Now, Yoshi did not allow a home run in his last start after giving up 6 in the previous 4 outings, James, but do you have any concerns with the number of long balls that he has given up this year, especially going into a game like this where he's going to be facing Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper and company?
I don't really have any concern with a guy like Yamamoto. He's a guy that's going to attack the strike zone. Yeah, over time, you're going to give up some home runs. You know, I don't mind if they're solo home runs. I think what the concern would be more if he gets some traffic on the base and, you know, lay some pitches in there where they put together good swings. But a lot of times guys are, you know, they're spitting on pitchers. They're taking some of his nasty pitches, looking for a certain pitch. So I think that's why he's given up some, you know, more home runs that we're used to seeing. But he is so good at getting out of jams, getting ground ball double plays. So at the end of the day, I am not too concerned.
Listen, there was a future Hall of Famer that put on that Dodger uniform who just retired here, and I know he was here the other night, who gave up home runs as well. Yeah. And you know what he always say? If I give up one, it's going to be a solo shot. So that's what Yamamoto did. And we know Clayton Kershaw was not going to walk anybody. He wasn't going to give in. And so is Yamamoto. The other thing, too, the opposing team, let me tell you something. You did not want to have 2 strikes on Clayton Kershaw, so you were looking early and aggressive, and you know he was trying to get strike 1. Guess what? Yamamoto now, everybody's going, I don't want to get 2 strikes on Yamamoto. I'm looking early. He is trying to get strike 1 on me, so I am looking for a fastball. I'm looking to be aggressive. I'm looking to hunt something. All those things that you consider are going to factor into this, right. But there have been more solo shots. So I think his fastball might creep over the plate a little more at times, but at the same time, though, that's the only reason. I'm not too concerned about Yamamoto.
Yeah, 2 starts ago in San Diego, he loses 1-0. He gave up a solo home run to Miguel Andujar. You're thinking 7 innings, that's all you give up? You should be winning that game.
Absolutely.
Guys got to get him some run support. Well, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is 7-1 in his career in the postseason. That one loss was against this Phillies team in last year's NLDS. So hopefully some redemption today for the World Series MVP as we head back inside. And Kirsten joins us again live with more on Yoshi. Hello, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, if you look at Yoshinobu's numbers this year, as much as he has been very efficient, able to continue to get deep into the games, there have been a few things that stand out. You guys mentioned the long ball, some of those first inning struggles, but he hasn't been as sharp while still finding ways to be efficient. Today, Dave Roberts talked about Yoshinobu, what he's been seeing from him, and how he has become that dependable starter who you know is going to provide length no matter what.
You know, I think it's a certainty of performance. You know, it's, you know, having a guy like Yoshinobu, you know, take the ball, it just gives you that extra confidence, and you're trying to win a series against a good team in the midst of 10 in a row. So there's just a lot of dependability with him. So, yeah, I mean, I think that just how he is as a person, how he is as a competitor, how he prepares. I mean, this guy is, you can't write up a person or an athlete any better. You really can. You know, there's enough softness and discipline, but the toughness and the killer that we talk about. So I could go on for a long time about him.
When it comes to Yoshinobu, Dave Roberts has pointed to a few moments that really stand out to him when it comes to his development in the big leagues. We know in his year 1 with the Dodgers, that performance he had at Yankee Stadium in the middle of the summer, that was one where they realized how the stuff really could play at this level. Then you have last year, like Dave Roberts was saying, when you realize he's someone he can trust and let him go deep into the game. Then we see the guy who wants to be there to take the ball ball whenever needed come October, showing up when he's on limited days of rest, if not 0 days of rest. So for Yoshi, as much as he's had a few struggles this year, he did make it very clear after his last outing in Milwaukee with the media that he's very aware as to what he needs to do to make some of those adjustments in the first inning to be more efficient. Then that is a big focus for him. So hopefully we'll see that in this game today, guys.
Today they face Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and on paper, it's not a favorable matchup, Cole. How can the Phillies generate some offense against the reigning World Series MVP?
Well, Michael, Phillies interim manager Don Mattingly has seen a lot of Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He saw him in the Fall Classic with Toronto last year, and he says he'll just put you in a bind. It's his pitch mix, it's his command. You don't really know where he's going to go, but he will fill up the strike zone. And the thing that's made Yamamoto so good in his first few years in the United States has been generating ground balls at a high rate. He was in the 91st percentile last year, right around 54%. But that number has dropped just about 10% this year. So his hard hit rate is below league average. I think the Phillies are going to be able to lift the baseball and maybe drive it out of the ballpark. They're going to get a few mistakes today. And if they can take advantage, they have a good chance at walking out of here with a series win. But if they don't, they're going to run into a similar issue that they've had the last few nights. In LA, they've scored just 2 runs in 12 1/3 innings against Dodgers starting pitching, Michael.
Lands this curveball to get Marsh. Double digits, 10 strikeout of the day for Yamamoto. And that's how his day will come to an end. With a new season high 10 strikeouts, and you talk about different guy for different games. 3 strikeouts to go through 7 innings against the Brewers last weekend. 10 strikeouts to go through 5 1/3 here against the Phillies. And some run support to pair with it. Finish for Yamamoto. The book not yet closed. It's up to Klein to try and preserve the shutout on the line. But a season high 10 strikeouts for Yamamoto. Rehashes it with his interpreter Hero. Yoshi's got quite the team around him, doesn't he? Kirsten telling us about Yada Sensei. Hero is interpreter. I mean, you want to surround yourself with people that have good energy, positive energy, enjoy being around, and all those guys just so joyful and great energies. Yoshi was working as a lighting guy in the film industry. Went to college in Kyoto in Japan, then moved to the United States, to New York, and was with a lighting company. And then decided, I'm going to apply for an interpreter gig with the Dodgers. Turned out to be for Yamamoto. And those guys have been linked at the hip. Not just his interpreter, but it's his guy. He's there for whatever Yoshi needs. And with a big smile on his face for whatever that is.
Yeah, it's easy to see no matter what they're doing, they are thinking the best for him.
In the case of anything, though, it's not as much what you do as it is who you do it with.
Yeah, they're very unselfish, and you're right about their spirit. Yoshi, his English is not as good as Hero's, of course, and Yoshi assigned Hero to come interview me about where do I think Yamamoto could get better in spring training. And the only topic that we really kind of stumbled on is just reading hitter swings during a game a little bit better, because he's so good at prepping and memorizing the scouting report. And of course, I'm not going to get involved with his mechanics or his workouts. So I said, the only thing I could say is just continue to learn the league, but learn it moment by moment compared to the history of the hitter. And then we would go over, how do you read? How did you read hitter swings? How did you read situations? It was great. It was a great conversation. I knew it was going back to Yoshi because Hero was assigned to come talk to me.
That's been a trademark of Yamamoto's since he started playing baseball. He's always looking for a way to get better. Very curious.
Well, the 30,000-foot view was he wants to win a Cy Young. I hope I just didn't blow a secret right there, but it really is a compliment to both of them.
At the Dodgers today, they wind up taking 2 out of 3 from the Philadelphia Phillies. They win their 5th consecutive series. Yoshinobu Yamamoto outstanding for 5 1/3, a season high 10 strikeouts, and he's not used to getting a lot of run support. That was not an issue today. The Dodgers scored a run in every inning after the first. They hit 3 homers, including the first big league home run, James, by Ryan Ward today.
Yeah, great to see Yoshi out there. When you get run support, you can attack the strike zone even more. We know Yoshi is a guy that likes to attack the strike zone anyways. Great to see those 10 Ks right there in under 6 innings. And obviously Ryan Ward with the big homer right there. His swing looks so good. Even when he misses sometimes, he looks like a big leaguer already.
We say they watch our show, and we asked that they get some run support for Yamamoto, and they did exactly that.
It's not your first experience with this team, and of course you did have spring training with this group as well, but what is it like when you have a guy like Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, I was just in awe watching him out there. I mean, he's just mowing guys down. He's in complete control out there, and it was really fun to play behind him.
And I do believe you have quite a lot of people here. How special to share these moments with the family and friends who are able to make it to your Dodgers Stadium debut.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And I'm just happy to be out here again for sure.
Congratulations on today and everything else to come.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so did Yoshinobu Yamamoto, James, 5 1/3 scoreless innings, a season-high 10 strikeouts. Seemed like he got into a lot of 3-2 counts, and Dalton rushing 3 times that were called ball 4. He challenged. Those were reversed to strikeouts. Just an all-around really good day from Yamamoto, making the pitches when he needed to.
Yeah, great job by rushing today, having the confidence for the challenges. You know, he's back there framing those pitches perfectly. And I really like how Yoshi just kept going after guys. You know, it was kind of Ohtani-esque today. A lot of Ks, deep pitches and pitch counts. And that's what happens when you face good teams like this. They're going to foul pitches off. They're going to go deep in the count, but you got to keep attacking. I love seeing pitchers get hitters out on 3-2 counts, because 3-2 counts, you know, I mean, as a hitter, you kind of felt like you were in control. As a pitcher, he feels like he's in control. So who is going to win that battle? And Yoshi definitely won that battle today. He definitely had more in the tank, but Doc knows, you know, you want to save him for the long haul, get our elite bullpen in there. And that's exactly what happened today.
Yeah, well, he goes out there for 5 1/3. And listen, they got his pitch count up. And as you mentioned, when you face good teams, good hitting teams, they do that. And that's what these Phillies teams are. They're going to work the count. They're going to make you work. They did exactly that. But he's still focused. Even when he found himself in trouble, this is when Yoshi really bears down. Makes the pitches when he really needs to. But he had some good movement on his fastball. He had good command with that. He had all his pitch working, mixing them really up, keeping them off balance. And this was just his typical thing that we have seen now. You know, this is what we've come to expect from him. And this is what he expects from himself. I think he expects more as far as going deeper in the ball game. We understand that. But at the same time, giving his team a chance to win, and they did.
Starting to look a lot more like the Yoshinobu Yamamoto we saw last year. His last 3 starts, he's allowed a total of 2 runs.
Yoshi, when you look at this outing, what do you think either led to the longer at-bats, the pitch count getting up, but of course you still being efficient, but how did you find just them kind of building the pitch count early in this one?
今日全体的に良かったと思うんですけども、序盤ちょっと球数がちょっと多くなったんですけど、そこの要因っていうのは何だったんでしょう？
追い込んで、決めれるところ、ちょっと、なんて言うんだろう。ボールすぎる、ストライクに見えない、ボール球も多かったですし、そうですね。うまくこうコントロールしきれてはなかったんですけど、その分ボールの強さがあったので、なんとかこういう結果にはなったと思います。
Yeah, once I got ahead in the count, after that, because my, pitches were, because apparently balls, not that, because I'm eerie or, because apparently balls. And then, but, my pitches, had today, my pitches had a good force energy. So I think I was able to, grind it through the whole game.
That good force and that good energy you mentioned, is that what you believe led to just the swing and miss that you had today?
そこのボールに勢いがあったっていうことで、今日比較的空振りが取れたっていうことでしょうか。
そうですね。練習の、今週の練習から、コンディションよく、投げれてたので、今日もマウンドに上がって、自信持って投げていくことができました。
So, during the preparation this week towards, to today's game, I was already having a great feeling. And then I think, I was able to get myself pretty, ready. I was prepared pretty well. And then I was getting into the game with the confidence today.
Did you feel that the 2 challenges from Dalton in the first inning kind of helped you change some momentum there?
その勢いを保つっていうところで、そのラッシュのチャレンジ、あれは結構ヘルプになりました。
いいとこにいた感じがしてたので、チャレンジしてくれて、すごく良かったです。
Yeah, that was a good challenge because I believed I was hitting my spots, so that was a great challenge.
Certainly was a good challenge against a good Phillies lineup today. It's the only team that has beaten him in the postseason. He's 7-1 in his brief major league career in the month of October. Nomar, a little bit of payback today after the Phillies beat him last year in the NLDS.
Yeah, but I think he was thinking about just continuing to pitch well, staying on track. And the other thing, before the game, we mentioned about him giving up some home runs. And I said, you do not want to get 2 strikes on Yamamoto, and you want to attack early. Well, this is why you don't want to get 2 strikes on Yamamoto. We're going to go to the K zone and see how he racked up 10 Ks today and the different pitches he utilizes in order to put you away. You're thinking about, I want to get ahead of Yamamoto early or try to see something I can handle early in the count, because once I get 2 strikes, he has a sinker that he ends up throwing on the front door of a lefty. Then he can come at you with a cutter to put you away. Sinker to the righties underneath the hands. Then you got the fastball 4-seamer you got to worry about up in the zone. They get the swing and miss. And in case you're still sitting on those pitches, you got the curveball. Oh, the nasty split finger. And he's not done. He's got the fastball to go up and in on a righty. What do you pick? What do you sit on? You got 2 strikes. He's supposed to say you do not want to get there, because he can even freeze you on that sinker and the curveball at any moment. I mean, just tremendous, utilizing everything to get you off balance and out.
Yeah, I just think he's freezing more guys this year. I mean, he was elite last year, but the pitches that he's throwing now, they just have no idea what's coming. He's known for such a great split finger pitch, but he's not overthrowing it now. I feel like he's mixing in that curveball, he's mixing in that sinker, like we saw the backdoor cutter, and then that makes that split even nastier, because they're like, wait, I thought that was his second best pitch, and it still is his second best pitch. He's just not overthrowing it. He's mixing everything up, and all of a sudden these guys are just baffled.
And what's it say about this team? There's so much talk about the star power here, but today, yourself, Ryan, Alex Call in a pinch hitting role. I mean, the depth is just, what's it say about the depth of this team?
Everybody in this locker room is a superstar. A lot of us get overlooked just because we have guys like Shohei and Freddie, and I mean, everybody in this ball club or in this clubhouse can play.
Yoshinobu seems to have developed, they're struggling on his command. What did you see?
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of, that's what it was. He just didn't have that great command of the fastball, which I think led to some deeper counts. Didn't take on any damage, but it just led to a higher pitch count. So tried to get him to the 6th inning, which we did, but I didn't want to, push him too much further. But it just speaks to how good he is, where he or Shohei can not have their best stuff and, still go 5+ scoreless and things like that. But he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
I was just going to say, I mean, the idea that he maybe struggled, but he was still able to navigate it. And he was still able to self-correct where he needed to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I still think that, he could have probably found a way to get through that 6th inning, but I just felt, to what cost.